Hi, I'm Andy Alloway. I'm the owner of Nebraska Realty. I want to give you a quick look today at the first 6 months year to date for 2018 in the Omaha real estate market. Just kind of give you a snapshot. Still got a very strong real estate market here in Omaha with some definite characteristics of, lower inventory, high demand, prices continue to appreciate. So kind of a good mix, but we started to see a little bit of a turn as well. So let's take a look at just a couple of the numbers here. This first one you see is to the first 6 months of the year, and this is how it compares over the last 4 years to the number of closed residential properties. We're off about 1.4% in terms of number of properties closed. And again, if you've listened to any of these in the past, it's really more a function of lack of inventory, which we continue to be less over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Month over month for each year, we continue to track lower and lower year over year. You can see down here we're down year to date through June 30th of about 3.9% in average monthly inventory. So this reflects on the bottom here the number of residential homes that we're listing each month. So average monthly inventory, we're off about 4%. The average number of properties for each month is about 2,044. Last year was 2,128. So we're slightly declined, although we're starting to see a trend. So if you started to see April, May, and June, we've actually listed more properties this year than we did in 2017. And then recently in June and July, and now in August, we're starting to see slightly higher inventory levels, which that's happening for a few reasons. That's actually a good thing because it's just been to the point where it's almost unsustainable at an affordability rate where prices have been appreciating kind of artificially. It's good to try to maintain that supply and demand, but to have some more supply is really helping to stabilize the market a little bit. So that's actually a good thing. This next one kind of shows, again, the breakdown in the Omaha area of where most people are buying homes and what price ranges. 57% of them, of homes sold through the first 6 months of this year, were sold between $100,000 and $250,000. About 30% are sold between $250,000 and $500,000, and then about 3.5% are sold over $500,000. Now that's actually increasing, and the dynamics are kind of interesting if you look towards the bottom. Where the majority of the home buyers has been in that $100,000 to $250,000. But over the last 4 years, you're starting to see a little bit of a decrease. And the reason that is because home prices are appreciating now above those $250,000. So even for the first-time home buyers that, under the $100,000, that has also been kind of decreasing a little bit. You can see the yellow line here, 15 through the first 6 months, we sold 1,149 properties under 100,000. Well, that's down to 680 through the first 6 months of 18, just a few years later. And primarily it's because prices are appreciating. We're no longer in that market. Omaha is still a very affordable market compared to other markets its size, but we're starting to correct a little bit, and we are probably a new normal. It's going to be unrealistic to find a lot of the properties that we might have before at 100 might be now 120, or the ones that were at 150 might be 180 or 90. So that's just a product of an increased population, urbanization, demand is high, supply is relatively low, not being able to get enough new construction in those lower price ranges to meet that demand. So there's a lot of things that are going on in play, but it is very interesting that we're seeing more properties sold in that 250 to 5 and more properties sold in that 500 plus and fewer properties sold in the 150 to 250 and the under 100. Just more about appreciation. So it's an interesting trend. As we look at the new construction here, again, they continue to appreciate through the first 6 months of this year versus last year. The average new construction home sale price is about $331,000, whereas the average existing property has increased 7.7% from a year ago at this time, from 192 to 207. So again, those are huge increases for the Omaha market, and it's continued to do that pattern over the last few years. You look at just in 2015, the average existing home sale sale price in Omaha was $175. Now it's $207. So you got a lot of sellers that are in good position to sell. We got a fall market coming up that I think is going to be pretty good. We got some more homes on the market, and you know, hopefully fewer buyers are having to compete with offers, maybe because there's just fewer buyers out there right now, but it's still a great market. The last thing I want to show you is just the overall absorption rate through mid-year. This has gone up just slightly, which is good. If you recall, absorption rate is one where, based on the current amount of supply, this would be the number of months that it would take to work through that supply and sell all those homes. We're still extremely low critical levels in certain price ranges. A stabilized market's going to be around 5 or so, 5 to 6. What we have here is we've got between that $100,000 and $250,000 range, 1.1 months of supply. That's extremely low. We start to increase a little bit, 250 to 5. There's more supply there, and then obviously at the above 500, you have smaller buyer pools, and that's a little bit higher. But like to see those absorption rates go up by putting more homes on the market because there still is high demand. So if you're going in the fall looking to sell your house, it's still a great time to do it. A lot of equity probably. You want a realtor to come out and kind of give you a market analysis, see what your home might be worth. We'd love to talk to you. So we really appreciate you watching today. If you want any more information, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks.